Good afternoon, YouTube viewers and subscribers. Isa, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. This is your OS75AX engine that you sent me for inspection, repair, etc. So I just wanted to show it did arrive in decent shape. As you had told me, the head was not fully seated. So I'm going to begin to take this apart and do my inspection of this engine. Okay, so this clearly a used engine, which is in need of a bath. Oof, is it supposed to? Oh, it's very hard turning over. Let's see if I can tell. This is an ABC engine, no ring. So basically what I'm going to do is dismantle this engine completely, put it in my ultrasonic cleaner, and clean up the parts, inspect the bearings, see if the bearings need to be replaced, etc. But I think first it may need some heat and oil because things are not wanting to move here. Carb seems free. Barrel rotates freely. This is the second OS engine I've seen, maybe the third even, that the outer aluminum starts to discolor on it. I don't know if OS has changed the quality of their aluminum they use, but this is kind of disturbing. Let's see how these things want to come off. Now that's nice. I like to see that. OS has gone away from gaskets and using an O-ring seal, so that's pretty cool. Again, this thing is pretty nasty looking. Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to move the camera so much. Look at that. That connecting rod, or that crankshaft counterweight, has a bunch of crap on it. Oh man, that's just... this thing is nasty. I know you bought this as a used engine, and I hope you didn't pay much for it because it's kind of gross. So, let's see if the sleeve is going to want to just pop up. Well, it doesn't look like it wants to, so I'm probably going to have to start applying some heat and oil to this thing. Okay, I got the sleeve out. Man, that took a lot of heat. That took a lot of heat to get that sleeve out. Wow. This thing is still scorching hot. So let's take a quick look at this piston and see if there's any damage to this thing. God bless. That thing is hot as hell. I don't feel... I see some lines on it. Yeah, there's some lines on this thing, but I don't feel score marks. So This thing is going to need to be completely disassembled. Right now the thing is just red hot. I don't know how much more I can do with this thing until it cools off a bit. Okay, so I've got major parts of this thing taken apart right now. It's still extremely hot, so oh damn. This engine is gross, to say the least. It's bad. I mean, look at that bearing. Piston doesn't look too bad. The connecting rod's got some crap on it that'll come right off. Not a big deal. Crankshaft, a lot of crap. So these pictures will serve to show before and after, because I'm not going to take pictures. I'm not even going to clean these bearings. They just need to be replaced. But the inside of this engine is horrible. So I'm going to fill my ultrasonic cleaner up with a brand new batch of LA's Totally Awesome cleaner and water, and start soaking these parts, and then I'll show you what they look like afterwards. I'm sure they'll look considerably better than that. Bearings I need to take measurements on, or look on Boca bearing and find out what sizes they are so I can get those on order. Okay, so here's your OS 75AX after it's romped through the ultrasonic cleaner. I think you'll be able to tell that there's quite a bit of difference here. Head, much cleaner. Not completely perfect, but I'm not going to get in there with a toothpick and clean every speck. Here's your crankshaft. It was pretty unrecognizable before. Had a bunch of crap on it. Now what you're seeing here is a coating of oil that I've got all over it. That back plate, much cleaner. Again, a lot of this discoloration just won't come out because it's really in the aluminum now. This sleeve, now this was like this when I got it, so it is what it is. There's some damage tick marks here. Let me zoom in here. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything, but that's how it came out. That's how it was. Hi, Chloe. Other than that, it looks like it's in pretty decent shape, I suppose. What, Chloe? Carb. Nice and clean. This drive washer had all kinds of stuff inside there. It's nice and clean. Now this is the rear bearing, which obviously needs replacing. This is bad. I mean, I could clean it, but there's no point in that. Front bearing, just as bad. Now I did have a replacement front bearing on hand, but I don't have replacement rear bearing, so I'm going to have to order that. Top of the piston. Down inside here there's still some carbon. Like I said, I wasn't going to sit there and get all of that out. It's clean enough for operation. I just hope this thing's okay and has good compression, because it just looks like there's a little bit of some marking on here. Hopefully this thing will have good compression. I don't know. I'm not sure if you've run this engine or not, but basically all I'm doing is cleaning it and inspecting it and showing you the results of what I'm finding, and hopefully it'll work out alright. So anyway, that's the parts of the engine, and obviously I can't do anything with it until I get a rear bearing. Oh, and I did throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner too, so this does look a bit better also. So there's your engine, and probably not going to show reassembly unless there's really something major that goes wrong with it. I mean, reassembly of a two-stroke engine is pretty straightforward, so more than likely this will be the last video until you see me running it.